kings, queens, and fellow non-binary leaders, and welcome to today's video, which is gonna be a reaction video to Rai, because I just noticed that I hadn't had the time yet to watch the final part of the blind prank, and I'm so excited for it because it includes Kodokan, and everybody here on the channel knows that I love Kodokan. Also, I just came back from her reaction video on my video, which I'm so grateful that she does that. It makes me always really happy. But apparently someone in the chat said when we're married, and that makes me really mad. Because Rai didn't tell me. Like, she never even cared to mention that we are, so yeah. But of course I will put my feelings about that aside for a second, and we'll focus completely on the reaction today. I'm excited. Let's go. Again, love that intro. I have to say that every time. It's beautiful. Also, I have an energy drink with me today, not a tea.
Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here,
I'm not sure if that's a good idea because it for sure is going to get angsty.
Thank you for watching. Hello everyone, this is the sixth and final part of the blind prank. Now, I do have the next prank ready, and as well as the lineup and somewhat of a plot, but that will not be premiering until November, unfortunately.
Well, November is closed by now, so
let's just go ahead and get to this.
That is so adorable. Can we? Okay.
Surprisingly, Kinami knew what he would do for the prank.
Good for you.
He was inspired by the others' pranks. And he had just the perfect idea.
Oh my god. Nervous.
He just so happened to have color contact lenses that he never got to use from last Halloween. That hopefully hadn't expired. Guess we'll find out. The contacts still showed his coffee brown eyes, but it added a certain haze, like white clouding his eyes, making him appear lighter and almost dead.
Yeah, that's a nice idea of a prank. Let's pretend to be a zombie.
He grimaced, feeling that his eyes were already getting irritated.
Right, don't take that as an idea.
Okay,
that's not a good idea.
He had to make this quick, or else the unstable levels of alkaline in the contacts would cause an infection, and that's the last thing he wanted.
Yeah, it would be the last thing I want too.
He got pink eye one time in elementary school, and that was absolutely miserable. He walked to Kendaichi's house, like he normally did before we walked to practice, but stopped in front of his door. The spiker wanted to make this as dramatic as possible, because even though he felt lazy almost 99% of the time, he was invested.
That's a rarity.
Kendaichi was a close childhood friend, and he unfortunately ended up developing one-sided feelings that were more than friendship.
Alright, they're not together yet. Oh, that's bad.
Just his luck.
Oh my god.
It didn't help that the middle blocker spent most of his free time with his girlfriend, a painful reminder.
What? Wait. Girlfriend? Right, we have to talk. We have to talk. This is not good. I don't know what to think about that. Nervous. Let's just continue watching and pray Kendaichi will notice his mistake.
That he was straight and simply couldn't be his.
He's as straight as a circle.
He wasn't jealous. Jealousy was a toxic trait in his book. So
yeah, well,
don't let something like this turn him toxic. He just had to hurt.
Look, just really quickly, I don't know if it's the same for English, but in German, we also have the words jealous and envy. And basically they have slightly different meanings. Envy being you want something that someone else has, while jealousy being I have something and I see it threatened by another person, which is why I absolutely despise jealousy, because it has this kind of thing of possessiveness, and people are not a possession. Very obvious. So technically, yeah, he cannot be jealous exactly, just envious. not much better in this case, but you get my point. It was a user side rant, but this is my whole channel is a user side rant, so yeah, let's get on with this.
that was okay. He threw his bag against the front door as hard as he could. That would sure enough grab the Toller's attention that was still inside of his house.
Oh no.
He sat down on the ground to make it appear that he tripped over one of the shrubs. It wasn't long until Kenichi's head poked out the front door. His hair was yet to be gelled, so his locks were partly draping over his silver eyes. Kunimi? What are you doing on the ground?
Can't just say that I love Kunimi's name. It's so pretty.
Action. He could do this. He furrowed his brows upward and held both of his hands up in the air, where he stared blankly at them. Yo, Earth to Kunimi. He pretended like that.
I forgot it again. I forgot again that my emotional support plushie. Jesus. Why? And because it's Halloween and because I love this plushie, please welcome a plushie that I very creatively named The Click. Those of you who get the reference, I love you. Yeah, this is my cute little clicky. I love that plushie. I cherish it more than everything. It fits the spooky season and it will be my emotional support demon until I can get an actual emotional support demon. So yeah, let's go.
That was the first time he heard the ladder and shot his head up at the source. It was only then the middle blocker was able to see his clouded eyes.
Oh,
Now
no.
alert, he left the comforts of his home and was quick to get to his friend's side. What the hell happened?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. No, I know.
The Taller reached out to Kunimi, his fingertips grazing the smaller's cheek, making him flinch back. The Taller took a deep breath, realizing him being unhinged and taking it out on the smaller was not the way to go about the situation. It would only freak him out more. He couldn't explain the pain he felt seeing his childhood friend in this state of fear and pain. He noticed the hemorrhage in his eyes and how it seemed to take over the majority of his sclera.
Big words.
He tried to reach
I don't know
for
them.
him. This time, Kunimi let him. The middle blocker's hand tucked some of the ladder's brunette locks behind his ears so that he could get a better view. Does it hurt?
Oh, he's
Kunimi's eyes
worried.
widened. Not once had he ever heard his crush's voice seem so kind and gentle.
That's cute.
So serene, peaceful, tranquil, everything he'd ever imagined. While his eyes did feel uncomfortable and bothered, he couldn't get past Kendaichi's words. It sent the butterflies in his stomach to flutter.
Oh, he's such...
Take me in.
He's fallen hard.
This confused the Taller. Just lead me. Kendaichi helped him onto his feet. This was getting bad. It seemed his suspicion on the expired contacts were right on the dot.
This is not gone
His
wrong.
eyes felt more irritated by the
So-
second. It was creating a throbbing migraine pounding against his head.
Rai, you're suspicious.
He needed to get these contacts out now. The Taller linked his hand with the ladder's, sending tingles of warmth through his nerves. Was he really this touch deprived? Once he got inside, Kunimi spoke. To the bathroom. The redness seemed to have spread all throughout his sclera, making the white part seem a deep red and his iris clouded.
Uncomfortable.
It was honestly a terrifying sight, something you'd only see in some apocalyptic world.
I don't want to imagine
Seeing
that.
this, Kendaichi couldn't help but feel the pain and discomfort himself, which made him cringe inwardly.
It makes me cringe.
He picked up the smaller into his arms, earning a well-earned yelp from the latter, whose only response was to hold on for dear life on Kendaichi's neck.
That's cute.
What are you doing? I'm just helping you. After a weak attempt to break free from his grasp, Kiernan realized only then that the prank was getting to be more than he signed up for.
Yeah.
The minute blocker brought him into the bathroom and was settled down.
God, I'm nervous.
Once Kiernan got to the bathroom mirror above the sink, he attempted to get the contacts out, which he never really knew how, so this would only add to the irritation. Once he saw the smeller sticking his fingers near his eyes, Kendaichi panicked. What are you doing? He grabbed both of his hands to stop him from doing any damage. I'm getting them out. This only confused him.
Yeah, women confuse me too.
Kiernan jabbed his elbow into the ladder's stomach, successfully getting himself free, but also knocking the air out of the ladder.
Oh man.
He was able to get the expired contact lenses out, freeing his eyes of the pain. His irises were back to the normal color, but the irritated red lines still appeared on the sclera.
I will fully admit that I have worn expired contact lenses before, but I never had something like this happen, so maybe I just got lucky. Oh my god, now I'm scared. I probably will never do it again. Oh god.
He looked towards the taller, who was still hunched over. What the hell is going on? It seems you've been pranked. The minute blocker popped his hands
Well,
on his
more or
knees
less.
and looked up at the damage done to his eye. I'd hardly call this a prank.
Yeah.
He reached up, grazing his fingertips on the smeller's cheekbone. Kendaichi regathered himself and stood at his full height once more, examining his eyes, which seemed to have caused a reaction from the smaller. A deep rose color inflamed his cheeks.
At least now it matches his
Kendaichi
eyes.
was too close.
I'm sorry.
They both turned away, hearing the front door open. You? Kendaichi stepped away, like he had been caught from doing something he shouldn't have been doing. He was confused and very much conflicted.
No.
I'm in the bathroom.
This is just, a
small
pretend
little girl
relationship or
emerged from the hallway,
something.
peeking her head from the doorframe.
What? Everything wants to interrupt this video today. I don't know why
Oh, hey, Kinami.
I love how you pronounce the name right. It makes it
If
even
only
cuter.
that moment could have lasted a little longer. But this was wrong. He had a girlfriend. This was so very much wrong.
Yes, the fact that he has a girlfriend is very much wrong.
Kendaichi left the bathroom with his girlfriend, leaving Kinami back to square one. Alone.
No, I'm not happy with it. Go. Excited.
Goshiki didn't know much about pranks, as he's dedicated his childhood into playing volleyball competitively.
Bro, your entire childhood.
So he didn't know the first thing he should do.
Jeez. I
He
just
thought
get
of doing
started.
something easy, like making a minor version of the prank, but that would be inconvenient and wouldn't have the right effect. Koganagawa and Goshiki became friends through a volleyball tournament. While their friendship was long distance, it didn't stop them from contacting each other almost non-stop.
They're also just friends for now.
It didn't take long until Goshiki's admiration became something more untamable.
Yeah, we need more confessions here.
He admits he had fallen deeply in love with the setter, which he almost despised,
Quite okay. This together though, right?
because he dedicated his entire life to volleyball. He never experienced anything like having a crush or falling in love. With this being said, he didn't.
Okay, I'm all for having a passion, but this just starts to sound sad. I'm sorry, Goshiki. I'm sorry, but okay.
know how to feel about it. He didn't know how to react and respond to the aching pain in his chest whenever they ended their call, and his screen went black, and he was back to being alone in his room.
Bro, sorry, I'm interrupting again, but is it just me being an aromantic, or does aching pain in your chest sound less like being deeply in love, but more like you should go to the doctor? But aside from that, Love it.
Being alone used to mean comfort to him. It gave him a chance to breathe and relax from the pressures of the world, but now it was nearly unbearable.
This is cute.
At the same time, every day, the two players would start a video call, and it would last for hours.
Okay, but
There was only one time that the two missed a day, and that was when
it's
Koga
so
ended
obvious.
up getting really sick. Fortunately, their call was about to start, and Goshiki had the perfect plan for the prank.
I'm nervous.
Just as he figured out what he planned on doing, he conveniently saw his phone ringing. Okay, acting shouldn't be that hard. He accepted the call, but positioned the camera towards the ceiling so that his face wasn't showing. Goshiki? Who are you? That was a stupid thing to do.
Yes!
This is the only time he would call anyone. Plus, Koga Nagawa's voice is unmistakably noticeable. What do you mean? Okay, just play it off. Koga? Who else?
They already have
Way to
nicknames.
point out that he's a complete loner and only talks to one person. Sorry.
Okay, that's funny.
Why aren't you showing your face? Goshiki almost laughed, seeing the teller try to peek around the screen, like it would make his line of vision any different. Believe it or not,
I can
but the
imagine
setter was
him
actually
doing
super
that.
flirtatious. He would always tease the smaller about how cute and adorable he was, so he liked showing his face.
Bro, he
Gave
has a
him
crush on
mixed
you.
feelings, and that's probably where his crush for him originated, but he liked it.
If he's being that obvious, why aren't they together yet?
He
I need
sniffled,
more energy drink.
adding effect to his flawless performance. Koga's smile immediately vanished upon hearing the barely noticeable noise from the ladder. He found it funny how the taller's worried look was more of a malice glare, like he was already planning on destroying whoever made him feel that way.
Okay, no, this is cute. This is way too
Goshiki?
cute. I'm calm. I'm very calm.
Are you crying? In order to make this seem realistic, he needed to act like his usual self.
Tell me don't click.
No, I'm not crying. Crying? His voice cracked. Crying means you're weak. I'm not weak. Okay, maybe he was getting a little too into this. Who called you
It's okay.
weak? What happened? His voice had a mixture of gentleness and a bitter edge. Nothing.
Right, can I just...
Tsutomu.
1 second. Oof, okay, the first name. I'm cool. Is that his first or last name? No, I'm not. Oh god, this is embarrassing as a haiku YouTuber. I should know that. Okay, but aside from that, right, let me just take the voice acting. Love it. Love it. It's really good. It's really good. Makes me emotional. Which you can totally not see at all.
He broke into sobs, hearing his given name. Wow, maybe he really should rethink his career path.
I mean,
The Bon realized it was getting out of hand when the smaller was unable to speak because of his own cries. How he wished he could reach through the phone and wrap him into his arms.
oh my god.
Calm down. Breathe. It's okay. After a few minutes, Koga spoke up once more. Can you please show yourself? The setter was beyond antsy. He was only imagining the worst thing. What could have happened to put the spiker in that fragile state?
God, he loves him. He loves
I
him
can't.
so much.
Why not? There was no response. Did you
Did you what?
get beat up?
Oh.
What? No! Okay, this was turning into a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
He couldn't do this. He couldn't. He grabbed his phone and finally showed himself to Kokonagawa with real tears in the corner of his eyes. I'm okay, I promise. I'm sorry. He didn't want this. Never once had he stopped to think how much this would pointlessly worry the taller.
So you admit that he cares
What
about
if he was
you?
going through something, and this was just additional baggage on his plate?
No, don't think like that.
He couldn't be the cause of his stress.
Whether you should do pranks like this or not is not the topic I wanted to talk about. Rather, don't ever, like, if you're for real feeling, oh my god, if you're for real feeling bad or something, it's okay to speak up. Like, it's okay. I don't want to say it's okay to be the cause of someone's stress, because that could easily be misinterpreted. But here it's very like, Goshiki for himself, and I think it suits the character very well, so well done, right? But it's very generalized, so as in not just for the prank, in terms of the prank, but also generally, I don't want to be the cause of his stress, therefore I might not go to him if something is not fine, not well, or as he mentioned before, because I think he would definitely think it would make him weak. But in real life, and Goshiki also desperately needs to learn that, so I'm nervous for the future videos for the ship. It's okay. It's okay not to feel okay, and it's okay to ask for help and to receive that help. And you just shouldn't think of it as in I am someone's baggage or I am someone's stress, because that's not how relationships work. Yay. What am I even doing here? Let's just continue.
I'm sorry. His voice cracked. He couldn't stop thinking of the possibilities that the damage had already been done, and he was already too far in to go back. Also, the possibility that this would be the end of their friendship. He already knew that he had no chance with the setter. He could bear being friends, never strangers.
Who said that you had no chance?
Tsutomu! He snapped from his daze. He didn't
Confess.
remember crouching down on the floor or dropping his phone, causing the taller to panic. He also didn't remember finding his lungs incapable of processing what oxygen was, or even why his cheeks had gotten so damp. Calm down. He had to calm
Great,
down.
I'm nervous now.
This is why you don't accept random challenges from a group chat full of competitors from other teams.
That's the lesson you learned.
Shit.
Oh, jeez.
He hung up the phone. He was too far in.
That's
There
not.
was no going back.
Wait. No, no. Right. You're not gonna end it there, right? No. I need a moment. I have to reevaluate my life choices. Why am I reacting to this? I have goosebumps. I have goosebumps. You can't see them because the better camera I usually wanted to use didn't want to work with me today. But I have goosebumps, and this is. You cannot end it here. I mean, yay, Kodoken. This is what I've been waiting for the whole time. But I pray for my sanity and for yours, Rai, my darling, that Kodokan will not end on a cliffhanger. And that it please no more emotional damage. I'm in too deep. Oh god.
With the insane amount of technology surrounding the Nekoma player, it was practically guaranteed that Kima's eyes would rot later in life. He didn't pay any mind to it, given that was the future, and the point in the future wasn't anytime soon. While it was a really nasty habit he had, he didn't mind, but Kudo, on the other hand, did. While his lover supported his dreams in making games a big part of his life, he was also strict about the amount of time he spends on his console each day.
Just putting that in there real quickly. There's kind of this rule you can go by, that if you look at a screen for about 20 minutes, you should look away for a bit. Like it's something that is about 20 feet. I don't know what that is in meters. In the distance, for a moment. So that's because the problem when we, especially when we are too close at a screen, like if the screen is further away, it's not as problematic. Is with the lens and how it focus. Like later in life, you might have struggle with the time it takes your eyes to focus on something. Yet it's not as bad as some people make it out to be. Like it's not like if you stare at the screen for a certain amount of time, you will definitely go blind, or your eyesight will worsen a lot. That it's not even that your eyesight worsens too much due to screens. Um, Whether that it's this thing of focusing. Obviously, I'm not a medical professional, and I cannot give you absolute or guaranteed data. And obviously, there can be negative effects from looking at a screen for too long. However, it's not as bad as people make it out to be. It really isn't. Also, with this blue light thing, blue light can be bad if you have it directly before you go to sleep, because it does influence the production of melatonin, which is the hormone that will make you sleepy and everything. But it's not like the blue light is, like some people say, it's really damaging the eye. And again, I'm not a professional on this, but from what I know, from the knowledge I have somehow gathered, um, like there is much more blue light in our natural light in the surroundings, and then it would be much worse. Just again, this is only half knowledge. I'm not a professional. Please note that. Just you don't have to be constantly worried about it. Remember to look up from your screen every once in a while. Look at something in the distance so that your eyes won't like I say forget or anything. So that you can basically train this focusing and that it doesn't get too rigid on this close distance. Hold your screens a little bit further away once in a while. That will already make a difference. And yeah, you should not spend your entire life in front of a screen. I'm just saying. So some people really try to worry, like put this panic, and that this is just not, you know. God, I need to shorten that.
Just for the sake of his health. Kodo was just in the other room, specifically in the kitchen, making them both dinner, when Kemba was playing his games and secretly plotting his devious plan.
Devious and Kenma, oof, I'm loving it. Look, it has wings.
After deciding on a rather solid plan, the setter logged out of his game and screamed to the top of his lungs, officially starting the prank. He heard some clattering,
Oh my
most
God.
likely coming from the rooster in the kitchen, all followed by loud and hasty footsteps. Kenma?
Nervous?
Kemba rose from his seat, attempting to get into position, all before he completely wrecked his plans by tripping over his own school bag and crashed into the floor. He felt one of his lousy textbooks stick deep into his side, making him utter useless in the pranking aspect, and began squirming uncomfortably on the carpet floor.
Wait, what? Ah!
It wasn't long until his bedroom door swung open, and the captain of Nekoma ran to his side, seeing his lover in pain on the floor.
Nervous.
Kemba, love, what happened? Koda moved the bag that Kemba supposedly had landed on top of and checked for anything out of the ordinary.
I mean, it's not too bad, right? Right?
From Kemba's bone-chilling scream, he truly would have guessed that some stranger had gotten to the room. He looked
Yes.
up and examined the room just in case there really
Oh.
was someone. The Ravenet turned his attention back to the smeller when he heard loud sobs coming from his lover that grabbed onto his Nekoma jacket, seeking comfort.
Anyone else worried, or just me?
Ken? Honey, you have to talk to me.
The
Kemba
pet
climbed
name,
into Koda's
though.
lap, practically merging himself into the toller's touch, taking in both his warmth and scent. Where did it go? His voice was so quiet, it was barely even heard by the rooster. Where did what go, baby?
More pet names.
Kemma wanted to smile. Whenever he got sad, Kodo would always call him different, sweet names to comfort him.
It's so cute. I love that headcanon. I will totally steal
Kodo
that.
ran up and down the Smoller's back and began rocking his body back and forth to calm him. It definitely worked. Kemma kept on finding himself dozing off, but shook the sleep off, remembering how this all started. The prank.
I love carrying Kuro.
Kemma sucked in a deep, shaking breath and began speaking. I was playing my game. Kodo raised his free hand to the back of Kemma's head and began running his fingers through the setter's blonde locks, all while patiently listening. My head started hurting, but I ignored it. Kenma lifted his head and stared out at Kodo's chest. Tetsu, I can't see. He felt himself breaking all over again. What do you mean? Kenma only replied with more sobs.
It's making me emotional.
Kodo lifted the Smoller's head more and gently pried up his eyelids, seeing that his eyes appeared fine, other than the apparent red lines in his sclera. Does your head hurt still? He nodded his head. Okay. It's going to be okay. Kodo reached over the Kenma's desk, grabbing a rubber band, and proceeded to pull the setter's hair into a low, messy bun, so that the captain was able to see his eyes more clearly, before pressing a small kiss on his forehead and wiping his tears with his thumb. It's okay, love. We'll figure this out. Just like we always do. Although the obstacles they faced never included being blind.
And that's not easy.
To get Kenma to calm down, he asked some questions. Tell me, what non-metal makes up the air? Kenma knew this. Oxygen.
Of course, it's chemistry.
Kodo would always mumble his chemistry facts into the air, and this is also a common way to calm Kenma down, oddly enough, either from a panic attack or a rage breakdown.
This is... Oh, I'm loving this. I'm loving this. Another headcanon that I'm definitely going to steal.
Alright. Kodo leaned back against the wall and brought Kenma to his chest, letting the Smoller listen to his heartbeat. What is a natural gas similar to methane? Kenma felt his lips turn upwards. Hydrogen. And what do both oxygen and hydrogen make? Water. Kenma was nowhere close to being a science nerd, at least not like Kodo. Yet, these simple questions brought him comfort because they came from Kodo.
Oh, that's so cute.
Kodo leaned down, pressing a kiss onto the top of the blonde's head, realizing he was feeling better and no longer crying. He got up with Kenma still in his arms. What are you doing? We need to get you to a doctor. No! Okay, this was enough. Why not? You obviously can't. 'Cause I'm fine, you rooster.
No.
He always did when it was Kenma calling him that nickname.
Oh, Kodo pouting is probably adorable.
Isetta rolled his eyes and placed a kiss on Kodo's cheek. Don't pout, dummy. Pout? I'm not... Wait. You can see me?
Oops.
Kenma laughed lightly. Of course I can. But I thought... And your suspicions were correct. For the prank at least. Coulda blinked. Prank? Wait, I've been pranked?
I love how
Well done, love.
surprised he is. I mean, like,
Milan giggled
yeah.
into his neck. Wow, these pranks are getting more ruthless.
More ruthless? I'm sorry, more ruthless? Look, I have the drowning prank and the passing out prank in vivid memory. More ruthless? I will admit that I don't quite remember Kodoken's part for that. I will have to rewatch that. But more? I do not think so. Yes.
Don't even go there, mister. I can somehow drown in my bathtub.
Okay, now I remember. Yes. Yes. So
I was being nice about it.
that was
He
being
was interrupted with Kinema jabbing him in the arm.
I definitely have to rewatch that.
That still wasn't nice. More extreme than me passing out. Kodo found a seat in Kinema's desk chair.
Right, if you ever have too much free time on hand and you want to do voiceovers for your previous videos, I would watch them like non-stop.
Putting a blonde stray hair behind the setter's ear. You're cute.
Kema's always cute.
Kinema flushed. He both hated and loved how open Kodo was. It was annoying and blissful all at the same time.
You love him. You love him.
Weren't you cooking? Kodo paused. Then his hazel eyes widened, before he launched himself out of the chair and ran out the door.
Oh no!
Kinema sat back and laughed.
We don't need a house fire on top of this.
Never change.
Oh, this is
Alright, that
That's
officially
adorable.
wraps up the blind prank. Expect next to be a Halloween special.
What do you have to say for your
You'll
defense?
have to wait just a bit longer to find out the next prank. Thank you for watching. As always, if you like to be kept up to date, check out any of my social medias. I hope that you all have a wonderful day or evening.
So you said nothing for your defense. Okay. Loved it, hated it. It was an emotional roller coaster. No, but for real, right? First of all, what is that about Kendaishi's girlfriend? And how the frig did Hokage end on that cliffhanger? We have to talk. I want a divorce. I want a divorce. This is not fair. Like, I thought I was the most excited for Kodokan, right? Turns out all of these were, I mean, obviously all of them were good, but like, protect me, click. You need to be my emotional support right now. Okay, so honest last thoughts, I loved it. Like, I loved the writing. It was very on point. It had me emotional on that. And again, I'm sorry if you're seeing this and there were a lot of cats. There was everything just decided that interrupting this video was the right thing to do. Some people might say, oh, that was a sign of the universe not to do this. And if that's the case, I gracefully choose to ignore this. And it will still be published. So, yeah. But yeah, again, I liked it. I hope you liked this reaction video all as well. And yeah, if you liked it, consider leaving a like because it really helps my channel grow. And if you don't want to miss out on anything in the future, consider subscribing. And definitely consider subscribing to Rai's channel because she is amazing. Even though she will cause emotional damage at times. And I hope you have a wonderful and amazing day.